altar. Hi, Diane. All right, we're gonna do some serious prayers right now to make sure that everyone comes in here. This is like a little magic show. We're gonna cover our eyes. I'm gonna say, please, please let everyone come in so we can begin services. I can see them. I think we'll begin with the when we're ready. I think let's say.
Okay, sure. Let's do
Just at about
Hinemato.
7 now.
הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה לה, יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה לה, יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, יאללה לה לה לה, יאללה לה לה לה, יאללה לה לה לה, יאללה לה לה לה, יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, יאללה לה לה לה, יאללה לה לה לה, יאללה לה לה לה, יאללה לה לה לה, יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה לה, יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה לה, יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, יאללה לה לה לה, יאללה לה לה לה, יאללה לה לה לה, יאללה לה לה לה, יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, יאללה לה לה לה, יאללה לה לה לה, יאללה לה לה לה, יאללה לה לה לה, יאללה לה 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 לה. Rabbi, it worked.
I know. We were saying we're going to close our eyes and everyone's going to suddenly appear, and you showed up. I told Cantor, if we start with the music, then everyone will come. That's the cue. I have to think that song Hine Mato from the Psalms. I have to think they were looking out and thinking this is the perfect way to get people into our sanctuary, and that's why it was written. So let's take a nice deep breath of Shabbat air. We're going to take in everything that we want to hold on to, all those special moments from the past week, and then we're going to get rid of everything else. So often in our hectic life, running through the traffic with the snow, navigating so many things in our lives, it's easy to kind of just lose ourselves. We come back to Shabbat to recenter ourselves and to really feel more human again. So again, let's take a nice deep breath one more time. I'm going to invite Bruce over here. He's been waiting to officially welcome everyone. And you want to come up here? Either way.
Use that one if you like, or whatever you like.
Okay. I should say Mordechai.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I look a little different than the last time I stood at this microphone on Monday night. So anyway, welcome. It's so nice to have the Scouts and their families here. This is one of our special services of the year, and we have not been in person like this. It's been 3 years, 4 years. Did we have it just before COVID hit? Were we lucky? So we had it just before COVID shut everything down. And I believe last year we were planning to, and then the weather, which is why when it snowed today and Joanne texted the rabbi and the cantor and me and said, what are we going I said, we're not. We're not going virtual. We'll skid our way to temple tonight if we have to. But the scouts, their motto is be prepared. They all have snow tires, so we're good. But we said, no, we can't. We have to have this service in person tonight. And if people stay home and watch us on the stream, hi, hello streamers, that's okay. This is important that we can be together tonight. So I'm so glad that we could. And it's Buffalo, it's a little snow, a little slush, a little slippery roads. We manage. But this is a very nice service that we do every year. And it's really nice that we can be together for it. So welcome, everyone. I'll be back later with announcements. We're through with Purim. Passover is coming up. We have other stuff to talk about, lots of stuff going on. And, of course, we have a very special service tonight with the scouts and their families. Shabbat Shalom. I was going to wear my wig.
For those of you not familiar, on Purim, that was Mordechai, who's the central character in the Purim story. So the true story of how we decided to have services in person is we decided to pick the furthest person away, which is the biters. And if they could make it, then everyone else is fine. So sorry the rest of the scouts, but that's the origin. So we are going to welcome the angels of Shabbat. Those are the little angels that sit on our shoulders and say, it's okay, you can breathe, you can get your second soul, your refreshment. That's going to be on page 142. Some of you coming in aren't familiar. The book opens the other direction, so just be aware if you haven't been here. And you'll just see the transliteration for the prayers. This is a Kabbalistic melody that has to do with welcoming the angels into Shabbat and also saying goodbye to them at the end of Shabbat.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bochel Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon. HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bakuni l'shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon. Yimelech, Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seitekel Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon. Mimelech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
I can feel those angels. They're comfortable. Can you feel them on your shoulders? You can feel them. It's so nice to have them join and help us with our Shabbat spirit. We're going to turn to candle lighting on page 120. I think we have some people here that know how to light matches and fire. Do we have anyone here? Why don't we invite all of the scouts to come over here to our candles, if it's okay? And we'll leave it to some of the older scouts to actually use the matches. Don't worry, you don't need any sticks. No, you can just put it right there. Yeah, put it up there. And the prayer, again, is on page 120. We've decided to give you a challenge. You might want to pick out the wick a little, see if you can. Yeah, is that one of the badges you get?
I don't think so.
He's the first one that gets the match lighted on the first try.
Next time we'll make you do it outside. We're going to bring in the Shabbat lights. We bring it towards us, like with our hands, like this, and we'll say the blessing again on 120.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
May the lights of Shabbat light our way through this Shabbat. And why don't we have, is it Ava? Oh, Ava. Ava recently became an Eagle Scout. If you could lift the cup there. And we're going to sanctify the Shabbat day on 123.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'rotavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'v'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron le'maseh v'reishit ki hu yom tefillah lemikra'ei kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim kivanu v'harta v'yotanu kidnashta mikomim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava u'v'ratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai v'kadosh HaShabbat.
Amen. L'chaim. Ava, if it's up to you. You can either pass it on to Noah, or you can decide. Oh, good, smart. So you're a smart person there. Oh, no, you don't need, you can just put it down, don't worry. Thank you. And you guys can take your seat. I really appreciate it. On the bottom of page 124, we are going to read responsibly, May my door, 124. May the door of this synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship. May it welcome all who cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture. May the door of the synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity. May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet. May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness. May this synagogue be, for all who enter, the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life. We're ready to officially welcome in Shabbat with L'chadodi on page 138. Shabbat, we believe, hides in the back, and we actually have to welcome her in. So what we're going to do is we're going to sing the first verse on 138, and then we're going to also sing the last verse, which is on the bottom of 139. When we go to the last verse, we rise and we turn to the doorway. We bow to Shabbat as she enters, and then we welcome each other with our waves.
Shabbat שמוע וזכור ודיבור אחד השמיענו אל המיוחד הלא אחד ושמו אחד השם בתפארת ולתפילה לה 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 לך אדוני לקראת וכלכלה פני פני שבת וקבלה לך דודי לקראת וכלכלה פני פני שבת וקבלה בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצולה תקם אני עם סגולה בואי כלה לך דודי לקראת וכלכלה פני פני שבת וקבלה לך דודי לקראת וכלכלה פני פני שבת וקבלה לה 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 לך דודי לקראת וכלכלה פני פני שבת וקבלה לך דודי לקראת וכלכלה פני פני שבת
We remain standing for our call of community, page 146. We are officially a minyan, a quorum of prayer. So again, page 146.
Ya la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Chime with me. La la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la la la. La 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam ha'ed. Ya la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. La la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la.
We remain standing, page 149. The second paragraph we'll read together. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. Page 150, we sing about love, ahavat olam.
אהבת עולם בית ישראל עמך אהבת תורה ומצוות חוקים ומשפטים אותנו לימדת על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו ובקומנו נשיח בחוקי
Page 152, the Shema.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malkuto Leolam Vaed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malkuto Leolam Vaed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
You may be seated. We turn to the V'ahavta on page 154. I'd like to invite up Noah. No, I asked your mother, so, okay. Noah Biter's going to lead us. If there's any of the other scouts that want to join you, and why don't you use the microphone right over there. If there's any other scouts that know the V'ahavta, go. 154, yeah. Melody, go for it.
V'yah et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu ha'devarim ha'ele asher Anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Vishinantam levanecha vidibarta bam vishivtecha bivletecha uvletecha vaderech uvshok becha uvkumecha ukshatam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotapot beinenecha Uchtavdam Amezuzot Beitecha Urisharecha Leman Tiskeru Vasitem Et Kol Mitzotai Vihitem Kedoshim Lelohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti ethem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
Thank you. Noah is actually leaving tomorrow morning to go sing at Carnegie Hall. So it's a real treat that we got him to be part of this V'ahavta there. That's no ordinary singer there. We're going to turn to the Vishamru, page 162. Those of you that like clapping, this is a good one to clap. And Adrian back there, she can help lead that.
Vishamru B'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'toratam be'gdolah. Vishamru B'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'toratam be'gdolah. Bein Yuvein B'nei Yisrael Oti le'olam Veshamru B'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'toratam be'gdolah. Veshamru B'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'toratam be'gdolah. Yisheshet Yaviv Asa Adonai Toratam beritola Vishamru bnei Yisrael Et HaShabbat La'asot et HaShabbat V'toratam beritola.
So, Nick and Cantor, I have a question for you. The intro to the Vishamru, it sounds remarkably like a Purim song. Is there?
Oh, once there was a wicked, wicked
Yes.
man.
I think because we just had the holiday of Purim, every time I hear that, I think, are you doing a different melody? Are you going to do it once it was? Does it sound? Is it just me or does it?
No,
Sound,
absolutely. It's kind of frolicky like that, and
Yeah.
definitely shares notes. Definitely.
Yeah. All right. I'm not going crazy here. All right. On 163 at the top, we have a reading that has to do with Judaism, but I think it's about our lives. Moments just stay there and hang in the air, and we're always kind of in those different moments. So let's read this together. We are a people in whom the past endures, in whom the present is inconceivable without moments gone by. The Exodus lasted a moment enduring forever. What happened once upon a time happens all the time. I invite you to rise if you're able. We have our silent Amida meditation starting on 164 through 180. Take an opportunity now for your own private thoughts and prayers. You can follow in the Hebrew or the English, or just your own prayers of the heart. And whenever you're finished, you may be seated. Turn to Oseh Shalom, page 180, a prayer for peace.
Oseh Shalom Bimrama Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'alko Yisrael V'imru Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'alko Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu.
We're going to turn now to our prayers for healing on page 371. This is a tradition in our community. I'm going to read the list of people that members have sent in, that we're thinking about them and their families. We also will have an opportunity, if you have people that you're thinking of, to raise your hand, and we'll go around the community afterwards before we say the prayer. As a community, we are turning our attention towards Marge Abelson, Jean Beck, Richard Zybak, Paula Charvella, Glorine Curtis, Sue Frank, Ellen Frankie, Ida Frost, Esther Green, Karen and Gary Greenfield, Carolyn and Ernest Grosser, Charlotte Krebs, Ruth Lansing, Miles Levy, Savannah Lucas, Megan McAvoy, Jill Shire Monahan, Karen Rosenfeld, Shel Rossi, Brandon Ryan, Gertrude Sloan, Alan Strauss, Sonia Sugarman, Jill Terabasi, Robin Weinstein, Mike Wheeler, Colette Zappia, Miriam Bat-Razel, Avraham ben Rivka, Hannah Ezra ben Shuel, Reuven ben Morris. We'll go around. If you have other names, just raise your hand.
Mark Holoco. Jeff Rosley.
Paul Sheedy, Jerry Sheedy.
Charlotte Kaden.
Barbara Lobowski.
Sheila Changa.
We'll bring all those names into our heart as we sing Misha Barak again, page 371.
Source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha. Those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
A complete healing of body and soul. May our prayers go out to where it's needed, and may the people that receive them feel comforted in knowing that we're thinking about them in this moment. I want you to take just a minute just to humor me, if you could just close your eyes for a second. Okay, you can open them. When we close our eyes during the Amidah, often, the standing prayer that we just did, often I'll close my eyes. And I'll just listen. And there was such sounds of joy to have the scouts here, to have their families here. We could really have a sense of joy in our sanctuary here. In the Torah portion, Ki Tisa, that we read about throughout the Jewish world this week, Moses comes down from the mountain, and those are the sounds he wants to hear. He wants to hear the sounds of children. Instead, he hears the sounds of the golden calf and a revolt and all these things he doesn't want to. But thinking about that moment and being back here for the first time in 3 years for our Scout Shabbat, it feels like it's something that's been missing. When we did it on Zoom for the last few years, it was wonderful, and we were so lucky to have had that opportunity, and it was great to see all the scouts in their own spaces. But it is so different. When people talk on Zoom, it kind of corrupts everything. But here you can have little chatter. You can have that sense of community, and it's wonderful. Wonderful to be back together how important it is for us. So this is a very important Shabbat for our community. We're really honored. We're really the host of Scout Shabbat. This is, and it's a privilege for Shir Shalom to do that. I think we've done it for about 6 years. I'm thinking it's around the time that Cantor came here. Is that? Yeah, so it's really become an institution in our community. Scouting is something that we have a long legacy through all of our communities. In the Jewish community, scouting was incredibly important 120 years ago or so, when Jews a lot of them were new to this country. That was one of the places that they were welcomed into. And including the Jewish troops here. We had Jewish troops going all the way back there to the early 1900s. And it was no small thing for these mostly newer immigrants who came to Buffalo to have a club that was really part of who they are. Scouting is international. It's in almost every country, maybe not North Korea, but pretty much everywhere else. In Israel, it's actually it is the number one children's activity, the most important children's activity. I was talking to my friend, we went to high school together, and we were talking about our kids' activities. They don't have sports in school. They don't have all these other activities. Scouting is their number one activity that they actually do. So it's really not only it's special for a synagogue to be the host of this, it's our way of kind of giving back. And the kids that come here, not everyone is part of the Jewish community, but we welcome you all the same. And it's really been a wonderful way for us to show pride in this very important institution. Not only that, but you have to think that Moses and the Israelites, they were scouts, right? I mean, we even have a Torah portion that's all about the scouts. So I'm going to invite up Leah and Susan, I think, to be the master of ceremonies here. And I know they have some surprises. Is there someone else? Oh, Noah's going to come. Wonderful. So come on
up. We have some awards, so congratulations to all our scouts on their accomplishments for this past year. Michael Romeo, Troop 630B, on his Eagle Scout. Ava Romeo, Troop 229G, another Eagle Scout. Myself, Troop 1910B, Life Scout working on Eagle. Vincent Murphy, Troop 851B, Life Scout working on Eagle. Ryan Kutu, Troop 630B, Life Scout working on Eagle. Bear Cunningham, Troop 525B, second class. Matthew Romeo, Troop 630B, Tenderfoot. Eli Kutu, Troop 630B, Tenderfoot. Hannah Cunningham, Cadet Girl Scout Troop 34, that's a big number, 34734. Miriam Rich, Junior Girl Scout Troop 31214. Melody Rosen, Junior Girl Scout Troop 31214. Sivian Rich, Brownie Girl Scout Troop 30556. We had a great year. We were finally able to resume some activities in person, and boy, we were ready for that. The Western New York Jewish Committee on Scouting was able to host the Torah Flora Fauna hike at the Eternal Flame last summer with a nice turnout, beautiful weather, and great conversation about Judaism and the environment. We also hosted the annual Pioneer Sukkah build with great leadership from the Scouts on knots and lashings, and a great time picnicking in the Sukkah afterwards. Last summer, we also saw Ava Romeo's Eagle Project and a pond rebuild and restoration. Nick White of Troop 229B was awarded his Eagle rank last summer and is left to serve in the U.S. Army. This year, we also saw a whole new group of religious awards and recognitions being pursued by our Scouts, who Ryan will now award. Ryan?
The Ner Tamid is a symbol of God's eternal and Imminent presence in our communities and our lives. I am proud to award the Near to Meet emblem to Vincent Murphy and Matthew Romeo. If anyone would like to please come up and take pictures at this time. Leheva means flame. While working on the Leheva, the Girl Scout will learn about herself, her family, and her religion. I am proud to award the Leheva recognition to Sivan Rich. Please come up. Bat, or means daughter of light. While working on the Bat or, the Girl Scout will learn about Jewish holidays and festivals, the Torah, the synagogue, and Israel, and how history and heritage relate to Girl Scouting. I am proud to award the Bat or to Myanmar Rich and Melody Rosen.
The Ora Award is a menorah superimposed on an olive branch. The menorah first stood in the tabernacle in the Sinai desert and later in the Holy Temple in Jerusalem. The high priest was commanded to keep the menorah filled with pure olive oil and to light it every day. Olive oil burns with the brightest and steadiest flame of all plant oils. It is not only the oil of the olive tree which is special, but the leaves of the olive tree itself, which seem to light up as the wind rustled its branches. The underside of each leaf is silver, and so the whole tree shimmers with a glowing sheen. As the breeze carries these waves of light from one tree to another, the whole grove seems to light up.
The olive tree is a symbol of light. As early as the story of Noah's Ark, when the dove brought back an olive leaf in its beak, an ancient commentary explains that the olive leaf was a light to the world, for light has always been associated with peace. The Ora Award was created to give recognition to adults who have given outstanding service to Jewish girls in Girl Scouting. These individuals exemplify the statement that Girl Scouts believe that the motivating force in Girl Scouting is a spiritual one. We are proud to award these auras to Rabbi Sarah Rich and Jennifer Rezin.
In the synagogue, we don't clap. What we do is we use our fingers like this. This is, I think, the deaf sign for clapping. So thank you for all our scouts. One of the things that warm my heart is just watching you take the lead. I thought it was going to be Susan and Leah, but no, this is scouting. So it really is teaching leadership from a very young age. So thank you, and mazel tov, as we say, to all of our scouting leaders. We are so proud of your accomplishments, and we can't wait to see what you do. How many stand up if you're an Eagle Scout. How many of them are there here? Oh my gosh. Thank you. It is quite difficult to become an Eagle Scout. You have to really do quite a project. So kol hakavod, all the honor to you for that. All right. We are moving now towards the end of our service, and I'm going to invite you to the Eagle Scout prayer. Now, the Leinu, page 586. This prayer is about it's not enough for us just to pray. We have to go out and do good deeds in this world. And as Jill is doing, please, I invite you to rise if you're able.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורם עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ובודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Page 591.
ונאמר היד אליי למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
You may be seated. We're going to turn to the Mourner's Kaddish on page 598. We've had a number of losses in our community, and we have people amongst us that are grieving, and we send our thoughts and prayers where we hope that tonight's service is comforting to you. We are thinking about, first of all, Mikhail Levin, who died this past week. And over the last week, Harvey Axelrod, Joan Cinta, Sharon Krebs, Mary Lou Legalbo, Richard Meltzer, Paul Nemzer, Evelyn New, Hyman Polikoff, Nisha Rabinowitz, and Marilyn Zucker, all those who died in the past month. On our yard site list, whose anniversary of their death is this time of year from years past. We are thinking about Rosalind Barth, Harold Bass, Ray Biter, Julius Berger, William Berger, Sarah Berman, Joseph Bink, Renee P. Bongiorno, Samuel Block, Alvin David Cantor, Evelyn Ehrenreich, Betty Eisen, Benjamin James Ellis, Maxwell Ellis, Aaron Fine, Marvin Fox, Hubert A. Gertzman, Morris Glazer, Joseph Goldenberg, Marvin M. Green, Leonard Grate, Jack Hersbrunn, Geraldine Horowitz, David Jacobs, Nora Judelson, Leonard Kaplan, Theodore Kaplan, Aaron Klein, Marvin Kranitz, Bella Kremer, Rose Kutzman Kushner, Carolyn Landau, Sarah Livau, Shalom Levy, Edith H. Liebenstein, Dr. Erwin Lindenfeld, Ida Lippman, Marjorie Longberg, Frank Massimo, Ralph Morris, Celia Mossman, Carol Olashansky, Roma Beth Olin, Evelyn Perlmutter, Clara Picker, Henry Pohl, Judith Polikoff, Jack Sachs, Jules Saltman, Maddie Schoenfeld, Edward Schuller, Pamela Shunk, Marvin P. Sellers, Sarah Sellers, Gussie Spivak, Bertha Strauss, Louis Tansky, Arnold Tarner, Lillian Ungerleader, Fanny Weinstein, Pessa Leah Weiss, Ruth Weiner, Joseph Wohl, Isidore Zimmerman. If there's any other names, just raise your hand. On page 598, if your custom is to rise, please rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah v'yalma tivra chirte v'yamlik malchute v'chayechon v'yamechon v'chayed echol beit Yisrael v'agala v'zman kariv v'yamru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevorach leolam olmei olmaya. Yitbarak v'yishtabak v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudasha b'rechu leila min kol birchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechamata damiran v'yalma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlam rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav Huya says shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel and all the world. And we say, amen. You may be seated. Zikranam livracha, may their memories always be for a blessing. I'd like to invite Bruce Chorus again to offer our announcements.
Shabbat shalom again, everyone. Mazel tov to the Scouts and their families. It is such an honor for us to have you guys here with us and to bring this in-person tradition back. It means so much. It's wonderful to have you guys. Although I do want to point out, we have a sanctuary full of Scouts, and it was Jessica Cunningham who came up and kept the candle from knocking over and setting the place on fire. So I just need to point that out. Thank you, Jess. Thank you to the Rabbi, the Cantor, and Nick for our lovely service tonight in honor of Shabbat. And a very, very, very special thank you to our Cantor for all the work that she did on our Purim spiel. She took a ragtag group of people and turned them into a less ragtag group of performers. Anyway, I hope everyone that was here for the spiel Monday night or got to see it online once we got the streaming thing figured out enjoyed yourself, because we sure did. Thank you to Sheila Bernard-Tucker for being our service greeter this evening. Tomorrow morning, we have a virtual offering of Torah study at 9 a.m. That's via Zoom. The Shabbat morning service and Kiddush luncheon will be at 10:45 over at Temple Beth Tzedek. Okay, so this is a little complicated. Bear with me. The Community Religious School and Ganenu Preschool will meet here at Congregation Shir Shalom. That's this Sunday. Grades 5 and 7 will leave at 9:45 to go to the JCC Benderson building to participate in the Jewish Day of Learning. That starts at 10 a.m. and goes till 3 o'clock, which has all sorts of stuff going on. Rabbi Alex will be participating from 1:30 to 2:10. That session is called The Challenges of Building Jewish Community, moderated by Rob Goldberg with Meredith Dragon, Rabbi Alex Lazarus Klein, and Cheryl Stein. I assume that's part of the Israel trip. You'll talk a little bit about that?
Well, this is really just about creating community,
Okay.
so they have a diverse group.
Got it. It's going to be very interesting. So that is this Sunday. Winterfest is coming. That is Saturday, March 25th, over in our newly painted and brightly lit up social hall. Really, we've put a lot of effort into making that a nicer place. So we hope you'll join us. Talk to Joanne afterward about making your reservation. We still have, we're limiting the capacity because it's an indoor event, but we are going to have a band, we're going to have food, we're going to have dancing. It's going to be a lot of fun. That is Saturday, March 25th. I mentioned earlier, we've gotten through Purim. Passover is coming up next. We are once again, now that we can be in person, doing a community Seder. This is the joint Passover second night Seder with Temple Beth Zion. That is at Transit Valley Country Club, Thursday, April 6th at 6 o'clock p.m. There are reservation forms outside the office. Please note, food prices have gone up dramatically this year. So unfortunately, the community Seder reflects that. We've done our best to keep it under control. It's just food prices have gone through the roof. Good news, Rabbi gets to go to a baseball game. The Pittsburgh trip is a go. If you have been considering it, please contact Nancy in our Temple office. That is in June. And she's put together a wonderful trip, all sorts of activities there. We have all sorts of wonderful activities still yet to come. They're listed in your service leaflet. Please take it home with you to hang on to. If you need anything, please feel free to reach out to Rabbi Alex, Cantor Frank, Joanne, Todd, or myself. When it's snowing like this, reach out to Todd. He's in Florida. Let him deal with the stuff. Please join us for our Oneg Shabbat, which is sponsored by the Western New York Jewish Committee on Scouting. If you would like to sponsor an Oneg for a special occasion or any occasion whatsoever, contact Joanne. Maybe one in honor of the Purim spiel and the fact that people embarrass themselves so much for you. We were happy to do that. By the way, we have some spielers here tonight. Stand up if you were in the spiel. Mark, Sue, you were involved as well. Stand up. You were involved. Anyway, again, thank you to Cantor Frank. We've been doing the spiel a long time, and I don't think we have ever had so much fun as we did Monday night with our Beach Boys spiel. She's already working on next year. She's written the script. She's got it all mapped out. She's got our first rehearsal scheduled already. The woman does not give us anyway.
Bruce
Shabbat.
is going to be outside, too.
Yeah, it's going to be an outdoor spiel. A spring snow spiel.
Not in March in Buffalo. It's not going to be outside.
All right, we don't have to. But
It
seriously,
would be
she's
Shivering Shushan
shivering,
Palace.
shivering Shir Shalom.
That's the name of the play. It's
Shivering
Shivering
spiel.
Shushan.
Ooh, a shivering. Joanne,
It's
she's
Shushan.
gone already.
Oh.
Don't heat the sanctuary that night. Turn off the heat, and we'll have a shivering spiel. I'm half joking. She's already thinking about next year. That's how she is. Anyway, thank you again for everything that you did. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
We'll turn to our closing hymn, 625, Adon Olam.
Adon Olam, Hashem Malach, B'Terem Kol Yitzir Nivra, Adon Olam, V'yit Nasa, B'Chefso Kol, Az HaMelech Shemo Nikra, Adon Olam, Adon Olam, Hashem Malach, B'Terem Kol Yitzir Nivra, V'yit Nasa, B'Chefso Kol, HaMelech Shemo Nikra, Adon Olam, V'yacharei Kiklot Zakol, Levado Yimnok Nara, Adon Olam, Ve'hu Haya, Ve'hu Haveh, Ve'hu Yeh V'Tifara, Adon Olam, Adon Olam,
Adon Olam.
Hashem Halach,
Asher Malach.
B'Terem Kol,
B'Terem Kol.
Yitzir Nivra, Li'et Nasa,
V'Eit Nasa.
B'Chefso Kol, Asay Melech Shemo Nikra, Adon Olam, Ve'hu Echad, V'yein Sheni, V'cham Shilo Le'hachbira, Adon Olam, Ve'li Reshit, Ve'li Tachlit, Ve'lo Ha'oz Ve'ho Mitzra, Adon Olam, Adon Olam,
Adon Olam.
Hashem Malach,
Asher Malach.
B'Terem Kol,
B'Terem Kol.
Yitzir Nivra, Li'et Nasa,
V'Eit Nasa.
B'Chefso Kol, Asay Melech Shemo Nikra, Adon Olam, Ve'hu Eli, V'chai Ho'ali, V'tzocher li B'yet Tzara, Adon Olam, Ve'hu Nisi, Umanos li, Menakasi B'yom Ekra, Adon Olam, Adon Olam,
Adon Olam.
Asher Malach,
Asher Malach.
B'Terem Kol,
B'Terem Kol.
Yitzir Nivra, Li'et Nasa,
V'Eit Nasa.
B'Chefso Kol, Asay Melech Shemo Nikra, Adon Olam, B'Yado Avkiv Ruchi, V'yet Yishan V'yayira, Adon Olam, V'yim Ruchi, V'yati, Adon Ani V'lo Hira, Adon Olam, Adon Olam,
Adon Olam.
Hashem Halach,
Hashem Halach.
B'Terem Kol,
B'Terem Kol.
Yitzir Nivra,
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. As you came in peace, may you leave in peace. Please return your prayer books minus the leaflet to the front over there. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.